everyone, in this video I'm going to be comparing the new GoPro 13 against the DJI Action Cam 5, and I have both of them on screen now and we'll have throughout the video to compare. They will be on the same settings and I'll list which each one is for setting in case they can't be completely the same, but I'm not going to tell you which one is which until further along in the video because I want you to form your own opinion before revealing which is the Action Cam and which is the GoPro, so we can get some unbiased opinion first and see what we like in different conditions and with different settings. So this should be fun, and let's get right into some riding. Okay, it should be nice and dark in here. These berms running so good right now. Really curious how that looks comparatively. It's super windy right now through here, so I can't imagine the audio sounds good without a mic or a wind buff. Oh, I can't get that. I think after this run I'm gonna go grab the mic to compare how the sound is using that compared to without, because I film all my videos with the mic. It just helps so much because when you're riding a bike you get so much wind, and even with the mic it doesn't block all of it, but we'll see how that is. I'm really excited to see how this is because I haven't used a GoPro in a long time and I've just been using the DJI Action Cam 4 all year, so this will be a fun test and I'm excited to hear what you guys think too.
For this run I filmed in 10-bit log, which is a more professional setting because it allows you to have more editing power with the colors, but you have to edit it, otherwise it will be really flat.
Nice. Yeah, it's already dried up some. It's crazy. Yeah.
Camera chin! I love it. How was the comparison yesterday?
I looked at it a little bit.
A little bit?
Yeah. So I'm testing the GoPro 13 and the DJI Action Cam 5. Which one do you think is better? What would be better?
I'm really interested to see what all goes down with the new GoPro. I recently was converted to Insta360, and it would be dope to see them like reclaim their space. I don't really know much about the DJI camera, but
yeah,
you've been using it for a minute, and
yeah,
I think an action cam's an action cam, but it really kind of comes down to like how it works in post and like what the workflow of it is and how far you can push any edits with its like dynamic range and whatnot.
Yeah.
Do you process using the application UI, or do you run everything like through Premiere or Final Cut?
I do Premiere.
You do Premiere?
Yeah.
Do you do
but I do minimal editing usually, actually.
Like color and whatnot,
yeah.
just kinda chop
I'll kind of just do like auto sometimes.
Yeah. Just to kind of get rid of like that initial.
Yeah. One cool thing about DJI is it has a 4-hour battery.
So that was that's actually the killer of why we switched in the department from GoPro.
Yeah.
In the winter, we would be out there screaming powder day, early up, ready to get the clip, and we'd be halfway through the first run and the battery would be done.
Yeah.
We bought the cold batteries, they didn't work,
yeah.
and we're not talking like working in sub-zero conditions, like we're working like mid-20s,
yeah.
High teens, and I finally just said like, this is unacceptable, like I can't keep missing moments in our job
yeah.
by battery. And so I mean, obviously if their battery works, like they were the OG and they had a really strong foothold in the market, and
yeah.
like to see them reclaim it because they do a lot for athletes and like support the industry, but it's really hard, at least on the winter side of things, to not have the battery stand up.
GoPro did make better battery, but it's still at, I think, 2.5 hours.
Yeah.
And it depends on setting too, obviously, which one you're running.
Right.
Back to the tracking, DJI added a new feature where they have a tracking a person.
A keyframe.
Yeah.
So what's the field of view on the Action 5?
They have a 4x3.
Okay.
But GoPro has an 8x7, I believe, where you get like more of a square.
More of the.
But I typically film in 4.3.
Okay.
Or 4:3. One thing cool too is the DJI. It comes with a case, and then you can turn it to be like Instagram filming. So it's a little bit longer.
But it's not this long.
No. You can do it with GoPro, but it's like a setting. You have to go into the screen. Ooh. Another thing I wanted to say.
Yeah.
So I'm usually mic'd up. DJI, you can do it wirelessly, like Bluetooth. And now, like if you're riding with someone, you can do 2 mics. Yeah, you can. Both mics will sync to the DJI at the same time.
We talked about that. Woo, a little deep.
Woo.
Cruising. Little case pad. Okay. Still in it.
Yeah, caught up to him quick.
This bike rolls so slow. Still there?
Nice. Oh, your bike is so much slower.
It's so slow. I was like, am I gonna make this? Am I gonna make this?
All right, now it's time to reveal the cameras. On the left side of the screen has been the GoPro, and on the right has been the DJI. I'm curious to know in the comments if you've guessed right on the cameras. I have the chapter set up in the bar below so you can easily skip around and check out the riding footage again. And here's how I feel after using both, looking at and editing the footage. The first noticeably different thing I saw was the difference in colors, and GoPro seems to have a warmer color and DJI seems to have a cooler color, which makes it look like the sky always looks good without editing. I also noticed in the intro of the video that I could see my face better on the DJI in the low light, and this might be due to the bigger sensor on the DJI, so it's able to have larger pixels and record more light with a wider range of ISO. The sensor is the same size on the Action Cam 5 as it is on the 4, but it does have a new dynamic range sensor that has helped improve the image quality. When looking at the footage, I did feel like I noticed a little more sharpness or contrast in the tire tracks in the dirt on the GoPro. Also note that the only time I edited the clips for color was in the log runs, so there's definitely room for improvement for both if you do edit. The stabilization was also very noticeably different for me. I felt that the DJI had a natural and smooth feel, where especially in the first riding clip, I noticed that when I was turning, the GoPro looked unnatural, slow, and a little jerky moving through the corner. For me, it all comes down to which camera was easier for me to use while mountain biking, and it'll still be the DJI. The biggest advantage DJI previously had over GoPro is the magnetic mount. It really makes everything so much easier. But GoPro has finally stepped up by having one now as well. The only thing is you do have to buy it separately, and it comes with the DJI. So in the end, you spend more money on the GoPro since the DJI is $349 and the GoPro is $399 with an extra $25 if you want the magnetic mount. The next huge thing for me is battery life, and I cannot believe that DJI is able to get a maximum of 4 hours of runtime compared to 2.5 hours on GoPro. It's so helpful to not worry about the camera dying mid-run or having to carry an extra battery on me. Okay, after filming this morning, the DJI is at 69% and the GoPro is at 51% on the same settings all morning. And that's pretty good. The DJI has quite a bit of battery life. And the next factor is sound, which is more important for those of you that watch my videos. So I still need to record using a mic due to wind noise while riding. But for in-camera mics, I did notice that the DJIs did sound better, and I felt like I sounded more like I was underwater on the GoPro. So the fact that DJI has external mics that you can connect with Bluetooth helps save me a lot of time with editing. I'm glad to see both cameras making improvements and pushing each other. I think GoPro could improve their option for sound and drastically improve their battery life. And for DJI, it'd be cool to see some advanced filter options beyond the ND filters that they have, as well as have the option to have a beginner or easy mode that GoPro has for those that are less tech savvy in the screen menu for choosing how you want to record. I wish I could compare more about these cameras, but that would make this video way too long. But I hope what I did do is helpful for you in picking out your next camera. Thanks for watching. Yo. Clean.
It's a good weekend at first. Airplane with a parachute and backflip.
Oh my god.
Being 30 is kind of cool.
You're wild, dude.